Live.
What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you represent. Throw up your flag. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. I'll let a few hundred of y'all come in and then I'm going in. But in the meantime and in between time, I'm going to get some shots out to the early birds. But before I do that, let me just say this, fam. This report is going to yield more information than you bargained for, because everything ain't always what it seems. That's right. I said it. Everything ain't always what it seems. And this particular case really underscores how dangerous prejudging and blasting people on the internet with half-ass information can be. Let's see who we got here. Young Biggie TV, what up? Trelly, Easy Blue, Sadly Not Now, Princess, what's that, Bass Night? Dread Marley, what up, Oakland, California? Stu Man, Mr. J, Devin Johnson, Travolta Taylor, Wisconsin checking in. What's up, Miss Trina from St. Louis? Devin Johnson, Louisiana. You know, that's a good stop right there. Let's go with Louisiana, since this is where all of this stuff occurred at. And that's where LSU is. You know, that's a school that Kyren played for. Let's stop right there on Devin. So let me put up a pic of this young man. So family, this is Kyren Lacy. He is a former wide receiver for LSU, and he was accused of negligent homicide after a fatal crash near Chack Bay last year. He has died. Investigative unit sources said the cause of death was suicide. A grand jury was set to take up Kyren's case on Monday. Prosecutors said Kyren was driving a car that caused a head-on crash in Louisiana, on Louisiana 20, that killed Herman Hall, 78. Let's get a pickup of Herman. Herman is also a veteran. He was also a veteran. So they're saying that the authorities accused Kyren of driving the car that caused the crash that killed Mr. Hall. There's the crash right there, fam. You see those two cars there? Which one you think Kyren was driving? We'll come back to that. State police had said that Kyren was speeding and crossed the center line in a no passing zone. Other drivers swerved out of the way, and one of them hit Hall, police said. Prosecutors say that Kyren left the scene after the crash. In addition to the negligent homicide accusation, he was accused of hit and run and reckless operation. He spent less than 2 hours in the Lafourche Parish Jail after being booked. He was 24 years old at the time of the crash. Kyren wrapped up his career at Louisiana State University last year after initially playing at Louisiana Lafayette. Kyren had 864 yards receiving and scored 18 touchdowns in his final season at Thibodeau High School, then signed with Louisiana Lafayette. He played in 24 games in 2 seasons before moving to LSU in 2022. He played in every game at LSU starting in 24, but did not play in the Texas Bowl, which was played 2 weeks after the December 17th crash. Remember that date. December 17th. That was the day of the crash. 2 weeks later was the bowl game. This was a game that was supposed to set Kyren up for the rest of his life, basically. This was like the cherry on the top. He had a stellar career, stellar college career. He was on his way to the pros. And then this crash happens and it derails his entire life. Now, we always talk about, well, let me not say always, but we oftentimes talk about responsibility, right? We oftentimes talk about how we should be careful about making permanent decisions based on temporary emotions. We talk about often how one mistake can cost you your life or your freedom. One mistake can ruin your reputation, right? So let me go back to this accident, the car crash that I was showing y'all. And I want y'all to tell me which one of these cars y'all think Kyren was driving. Was it the white car or the gray car? Which car do you think he was driving? How about neither car? Yeah, fam. I know what you're saying. What the? Wait a minute. How does that make sense? How does that make sense? It's because the authorities in Louisiana just decided that they wanted to charge him. This sounds like a case where somebody didn't like somebody, and because they was in the vicinity of something that happened bad, they trying to twist and bend the rules, bend the truth, so that it matches a narrative that unfairly punishes an innocent man. So let me read you this story. This is a story based on information Kyren's lawyer provided. Let me share. I'm going to share my screen with you so we can read it together. Let's see. So check this out, family. Kyren Lacy's defense attorney denies fault of former LSU star in connection with deadly crash. Following the arrest of former LSU standout Kyren Lacy on multiple charges related to a December 2024 deadly crash, his defense attorney has released a statement. This statement comes after Louisiana State Police issued an arrest warrant for Lacy on January 10th for a crash that resulted in the death of 78-year-old Herman Hall. In the statement, Lacy's attorney, Matthew Orey, says in part that he wishes to address the charges of negligent homicide and clarify the facts surrounding the tragic incident. Orey's full statement can be read below. As the defense attorney for Kyren Lacy, I wish to address the charges of negligent homicide and clarify the facts surrounding this tragic incident. On the day of the incident or the accident, Mr. Lacy was driving on a road with two lanes, one in each direction. While he briefly passed other vehicles, he safely re-entered his lane without incident. The collision that resulted in the death of Mr. Herman was not caused by Mr. Lacy's actions. The accident occurred directly in front of him, with a second vehicle in the oncoming lane when a second vehicle in the oncoming lane crossed the center line and collided with Mr. Herman's vehicle, in which he was a passenger. We are of information and belief that the vehicle that collided with Mr. Herman's vehicle was issued a citation. Check that out, fam. The vehicle that actually collided with Mr. Herman, that killed Mr. Herman, was only issued a citation and he was allowed to leave. Okay, at no time did Mr. Lacy's vehicle strike the rear of Mr. Herman's vehicle, nor did any of the vehicles Mr. Lacy passed collide with his. After the collision occurred in front of Mr. Lacy, he cautiously went around the vehicles after passage was safe. It is crucial to emphasize that Mr. Lacy did not cause or contribute to the crash. There was no suspicion of alcohol or drug use involved. Furthermore, contrary to some media reports, Mr. Lacy never returned to the scene of the accident. Mr. Lacy's actions following the incident, including sharing graduation pictures and engaging in training, were never intended to minimize the tragedy that occurred. He did not believe he was at fault for the accident, and as such, he continued with his daily activities. Throughout his career, Mr. Lacy has been an exemplary community member and teammate. We ask that he not be judged prematurely, and we are confident that further investigation will show he acted within the bounds of the law. I will vigorously defend his innocence in this case. Kyren turned himself in and was booked into the LaForge Parish Correctional Complex on Sunday, January 12th. He was released later after posting bail in the amount of $151,000, according to officials. Family, just yesterday, I was talking about how when black folks, let me get rid of this pick first here. I was talking about how when black folks are oftentimes the victim, when black folks are even innocent, when they're innocent and they're accused of something, immediately people don't ask what happened. They don't ask what happened. They just start criticizing, demonizing, and they want to know what his past was like. They start digging and trying to find any little thing that they can find to make that person look bad. By all accounts, Kyren was an exemplary member of the community. Exemplary member of the community. Y'all know what exemplary means? That means you're damn near perfect. You are an example of what people want a community member to be. So that sounds like it's what they accused him of. Did it even sound like it was consistent with his behavior? That it was consistent with his character? No. But they didn't care about that. They saw a black man. That's right. I said it. All you people out there that are always talking that, well, you always making it about race. You ever notice that the only people that say that you make it about race are the coconut gang, or members of the coconut gang, and those who actually benefit from racism? You're always making it about race. It's about race. You damn right it's about race. In this raggedy ass country, it's about race. Always. You think we want it to be about race always? I'd like to have a damn break from this shit one day. I'd like to just have one break. Just give me one day without somebody putting a noose on somebody's desk or calling them the N-word, without some teacher writing the word on the board, on the school, on a chalkboard, without somebody trying to tell a black person to move, you don't belong here, and then physically putting their hands on that black person and then making the black person the villain. I would like to have one damn day, just one in this red ass country, where we ain't got to talk about it. Just one. I'm actually looking for it not to be about race. I'm waking up trying to see, man, where's, I think that's racism. Trying to get out the way. I ain't marching toward racism. I need some racism, man. I ain't seen no racism all day. Where's the racism? Wait, I ain't looking for no damn racism. I'm trying to avoid it, like I'm trying to avoid these suckers. So they try to railroad this brother. The man's car wasn't even damaged. His man's car wasn't even part of the accident. He passed the car in front of him safely. They said he re-entered the lane safely. The accident happened in front of him, and he didn't even rear end the guy. He didn't even rear end the guy who got killed. His car never touched any car that was involved in the accident. Yet they try to hold him accountable. Do you see the BS black folks got to go through? They drove that man to killing himself. Now, what needs to happen is all of the uncivilized mutts that was involved in charging him need to be charged. They drove that man to murder himself. They drove that man to off himself. You know, they had to put in some really nasty work on him. And it was not just the charges. I'll guarantee you, I'll bet you $1 to a donut, if it wasn't just the charges, I mean, if it was just the charges, he probably could have gotten through it. But you know what it was? It was this damn social media. It was the court of public opinion that hung him out to dry. It was all the people that was out there talking down, speaking down on that boy's name. And it got to him. It broke him. Imagine had he been accused and his lawyer and his family wasn't the only one saying it's going to be okay. They ain't got nothing on you. You know, they trying to, they tripping, man. We gonna get this. We're gonna get through this. Imagine if the whole community would have wrapped their arms around him. Imagine if the greater community in the internet, the people that don't even know him, you just heard about the case. Imagine had they been waited on the evidence, like they like to say, oh, I don't need to see the evidence. I need to see some proof. Imagine if they would have done that and then acted responsibly. The man would have still been alive. He wouldn't have allowed it to get to him. This is why, family, if you are going to move in this thing called life, if you are going to be on this internet, you have to do some mental exercises. You have to fortify your mind to deal with the uncivilized mutts of this society, of this world. You got to be on a different level of thinking. And it doesn't matter if you are an athlete. Now, if you're a celebrity or something, now you got to go 1,000 times stronger. But even if you are just a regular person going about your business, a normal person that just go about your business, taking care of your business, doing your thing, you got to be mentally tough to be on this internet because these uncivilized mutts are running amok. And they don't like themselves. They got trash lives. They ain't got no friends. They ain't got no real friends. Their mommy and daddy don't even like them. So they come to the internet to spew hate, division, confusion. That's what they do. And you got to be able to navigate through that. As tough as Kyren was on that football field, he was a bad boy on that football field. He went up against some of the best in the world. Well, not some of the best man in the world. The best young man in the world he going up against. Physically, Superman. Mentally, not so much. I implore each and every one of you, when you hear negative things about you on the internet, just think to yourself, devil. Ah, look at the devil. Look at the devil. Ah, devil. Look at the devil. Because that's all it is. The devil. The devil trying to take you off your square. The devil won. The devil won in this battle against Kyren. There are some people out there who criticized him, who demonized him, that are actually celebrating his death right now. And they've moved on to the next person. Right now, they're taking their time. They're soaking it all in, got him. And now they're looking for somebody else. They can't get me because I know they're uncivilized much. I know they're cowards. I know that the things that they say about me, they never say in my face because I would knock the hinges off their asses. And they know that. They know that for a fact. The people, the little minions who follow them know that for a fact. Their greatest wish is that they never have to see me personally in life. So you got to know that. You got to know it ain't nothing but the devil. The people, if you're minding your business, taking care of your business, and you ain't bothering nobody and somebody bothering you, that ain't nothing but the devil, man. Uncivilized mutts trying to bring you down to their level. That's all that is. And you'll have your moment if you got that in you. If you want to get at them, you'll have your moment to get them. You know, you'll get that. You ain't got to trip on that. They're gonna fall right into your hands or right into your lap. They killed that boy. The authorities in Louisiana killed Kyren Lacy. The authorities who brought those charges against Kyren Lacy killed him. The arresting officers killed Kyren Lacy. The people who took the fingerprints killed Kyren Lacy. The people who processed them killed Kyren Lacy. The DA killed Kyren Lacy. The uncivilized mutts on the internet who trolled him killed Kyren Lacy. See, I'm so cold with it, fam. I won't let the trolls win. I know if I get off my square, if I shut my channel down and I stop reporting and the trolls win. And y'all know what I say about trolls are hoes. I ain't letting no hoe beat me ever in life. Ain't no hoe gonna ever beat me in life. The cowards win. The suckers win. If I stop talking about what's really going on in the world and I start trying to avoid these controversial topics, and it's only controversial if you buck the status quo. If you roll with the status quo, there's nothing controversial about that. But if you stand up to the status quo, if you call out racism, if you speak on it, they're going to come for you. Because they want you to be comfortable in your pain. They want you to be comfortable. They pretty much want you to be in a hospice state. You know how that go, fam? When your family member, you got a family member in hospice, in a hospice state, the doctors say, we can't do nothing else for them. And all we can do is just make them comfortable. That's what they want Black folks to do. That's what they want people like me to do. Just be comfortable. Can't do nothing for you. We need you to be comfortable while we hit you with this pain, while we knock you upside your head. We want you to be comfortable. I'm not going to be silent. So none of these clowns can be comfortable. I'll never be silent for any of them to be comfortable. Because that's what they try to do. You know how you can tell right away if a Black person is for you or against you, if they're for their people? You know how you can tell if they're really for their people? If mainstream media embraces them. And I ain't talking about just using them for commercials or something like that. I'm talking about overall. If Fox News like them, they're not for you. If Fox News approve of any Black person, they're not for you. That Black person is not for you. Believe that. Now, some Black people, Fox News might approve of, still might not be for you. For example, they actually approve of gang members because they know gang members take each other out. The only time they really frown on talk about the gang members is when they got a slow news day and they want to remind people of how some black people cause their own problems. Hey, look at the gang activities over here. Look at what they do to each other. And they love that. But they say that, to calm everybody down and to deflect. We can talk about stay focused on what they do to each other. Then we don't have to be held accountable for what we do to them. That's what that's about. I know you, and I know you're watching me right now. Some of y'all watching me right now. I know you. Yeah, I got you down pat. So they can't take me off my game. In fact, I jump on here just to get under their skin. I jump on here right. I sometimes just say things because I know it's gonna run them hot. Just like they be trying to troll people that ain't bothering them. That's what I do to them. Sometimes I'll put up a title. I know they coming. Especially if I put Trump in the title. I know they coming. And I do it just to spite them. Just to make that day bad, just to get on their nerves, just to make them go drink something. Go drink, get drunk, go maybe, tab something. Yeah. Make them smoke on something, mess them kidneys up, mess up them lungs. Yeah, trying to deal with that Willie D pressure. Yeah, man. Yeah. I come get them. I wake up as soon as my eyes open. I be laying in the bed. Got him. Can't stop, won't stop. What's up, China Carter? Connie, what's up? What's up, Miss B? Catfish. Yeah, they killed that boy, man. They killed that boy. The media killed him. The Louisiana law enforcement killed him. The courts killed him. The trolls on the internet killed him. Yeah, he may have pulled the trigger, but they gave him the gun and the bullets. And played the music. Boy had his whole life in front of him. Gifted. Probably didn't even realize that how deep hate runs. He probably had no idea how deeply rooted hate is. Didn't have the mental fortitude to say, you know what? I see what's happening. I'm not the first one this happened to. And I'm not going to be the last one it happens to. I'm living a dream. I'm living a life right now that most people could only dream about. I'm not going to blow it. I'm going to use this moment. I'm going to use this incident as part of my testimony. That's what he should have said to himself. And Louisiana, all of these states are dirty, but states like Louisiana are especially dirty. They are sticky to you. States like Louisiana, Texas, the southern states, they are especially dirty. All of them are dirty. Don't get me wrong. So some of y'all out there in New York and LA, up top in Illinois, y'all be thinking like, man, you know, they slow down there. They wouldn't. No, if you live in America, it could happen to you too. But Louisiana is notorious for treating black folks like slaves. I bet you if you look hard enough, you might find an active plantation, an active slave plantation in Louisiana. If you look hard enough. I ain't no way I'd live in that damn state. I wouldn't even leave Texas and move I wouldn't even move like right across the borderline, like right there where the border is. I wouldn't even move 1 foot on the other side of the border. Because as long as it has Louisiana jurisdiction, man, you're going to continue to be living in the past. Louisiana got a different type of races. They got them Klansman races. And I'm talking about on every level of government and business, everything. So dude didn't really, nobody ever told Kyren that problems are like objects in a rearview mirror. And I'm going to use this analogy. This analogy makes a lot of sense right now, considering that we're talking about something that happened as a result of an accident, a car accident. So this is what everybody listening needs to know, especially the youngsters. If you got any youngsters, bring them on in the room right now. I mean, right now, I'll give you a few moments, but right now, bring them into the room because they need to hear this, because this is going to be some news they can use, and it could possibly save their life, because they will get to a point in life where they're going to have to deal with this. And this is simple. Problems are like objects in a rearview mirror. Actually, you know what? I think it was Steve Harvey. No, he stole one of my other life analogies. He stole one of my other life metaphors. Check this out. So problems are like objects in a rearview mirror. You notice how when you're driving and you look into the rearview mirror, like before you take off, you look into the rearview mirror. Let's say you're in your driveway and there's a house behind you, and you can see that whole house, right? You can see the house, but you can only kind of see that house right behind you. Maybe you might see another house. The house is on the side, but as you back up, now you can only see that house, right? But then when you kick off and you put that thing in drive, you start going forward, now you see the other houses on the side of them, and you continue to drive. Now you can see your house, you can see the houses on the side of you, you can see all of the houses on your street. You keep on driving, now you turn, now you can't see none of those houses. But then you keep on driving, let's say you get on the freeway, and everything, when you first, let's say you see let's say it's a gas station, you're getting ready to pass by, and you just passed by the gas station. That gas station is right there. You see everything real clearly. You see the big Shell sign or whatever. You see the building, everything. You can even see people right there. But then the further you drive away, that gas station becomes smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. It gets to the point where you no longer even see the gas station because you keep on moving forward. Now you turn back around and you'll be able to see the gas station again. But if you keep on moving forward, the gas station becomes smaller, the object becomes smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller to the point where you don't even see it anymore. And that's the way problems in life are. That's the way life is. These problems becomes, whatever problems that you face eventually become so insignificant that you get to a point to where you be like, man, I can't believe I was tripping like that. Maybe it was a significant other. Maybe it was a divorce. Maybe it was a separation. Maybe somebody said, I don't want to deal with you anymore. I quit. Maybe you lost a job or whatever. But maybe it was the loss of a loved one. But you kept on getting up. You kept on moving forward. And you kept on going. And now you look back and you be like, I can't believe I was thinking about killing myself over that. I can't believe I was thinking about this and that. I'm talking about it. At the time, it seemed like something that was insurmountable. At the time, it seemed like, man, it ain't nothing worse than what's happening. The way I feel right now, I just want the pain to stop. So a lot of times, people don't want to die. They just want the pain to stop. And there's various ways for the pain to stop or subside. And that's, sometimes it takes counsel. Sometimes people need therapy to get through it. But for me, it has always been time. It's spend time. Just keep on waking up, going forward, keep it moving. I'm so cold with it that I'm so cold with my mental health that sometimes something is affecting me and I feel it, but I allow myself to feel it. I allow myself to feel it. I allow myself to feel that anxiety, to feel that doubt, to feel that pain. And I allow myself to feel it. But at the same time, I'm thinking that, okay, I'm just going through it. It's going to get better. I'm going through it. And I just allow myself to feel it. Now, I don't try to wallow in it. I try to get through it because it's really all about what's between your head, what's between your ears, how you think. A lot of stuff that happens in our life are things that we think about. It's just us how we think. And we put these ideas in our head that cause us stress and anxiety and to worry about things unnecessarily. So if I can put that in my head to worry about it, I can put that in my head not to worry about it. Easier said than done, but it can be done. But you got to work on it, You got to work on it. So that's what I do. Next thing you know, I ain't thinking about that anymore. I'm thinking about something else. But I know in my mind that it's just happening for right now. I know that this is not going to be something persistent. It might come back a little later or whatever, but whatever, I know that I'm going to get through it with time. A lot of people don't understand that. I don't care how difficult you think something might be. You let some time go by and you keep on getting up and going forward. You find a way to deal with it. It just kind of works itself out. There are many of you listening right now. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Y'all been through it. I ain't the only one. You have been through a breakup. You've been through a job demotion. You didn't get that promotion, or you got fired. You didn't make the team. You had a friend stab you in the back. Somebody talked down about you, talked bad about you. Somebody told one of your deepest, darkest secrets you thought you couldn't recover from. Somebody found out something that you was embarrassed about, and you were so embarrassed you just wanted to roll yourself up in a big old ball and cry. You got evicted. You was homeless. But you got through it. You got through it. Right now, this is the analogy that Steve Harvey stole from me. Life can be like a game of baseball. If you notice in baseball, there's various ways to get on base. You can get hit by a ball and get on base. You can be thrown 4 balls and get on base. You can get on base by hitting a single, a double, a triple, or a home run. Right? In baseball, 1,000 is considered a perfect batting average. Now, on a good batting average is anything above 300. That's a good batting average. If you're batting in the 350s, 370, yeah, man, you up there. But 1,000 is a perfect batting average. So far, if you are within the sound of my voice, if you can hear me right now, you would be worth $1 trillion. You would be $1 trillion baseball player because so far you are batting perfectly. You have a perfect batting average in life. You're perfect because you have gotten on base every single time you had a misstep, a misfortune. You faced adversity. You've gotten on base every single time. So when people start talking about what you didn't do and, or what they think of you and all this type of stuff, man, that really don't mean nothing. It's all perception. It's all about how you think about it. You can say what you want to say about Willie D, but Willie D gonna win. Willie D gonna make it. Even when Willie D get knocked down, Willie D gonna get up. Oh, I'm getting up. You got to kill me for me not to get up. I got to die. I got to die to not get up. I got too much pride. And I'll be laying there hurt, wounded, and I'll be like, and I'll start thinking about the suckers that's dancing, that's celebrating. I'll get up just to stop their asses from celebrating. Even if I'm hurting, I'll be like wounded, man. I'm getting up anyway. I don't like them suckers laughing. I don't like it when they're happy. I love it when they're miserable. I want them to go drink some, smoke some, mess their body up, end up in the hospital. I love proving them wrong. I'm going to keep my foot on their necks. They be dropping their little videos, trying to talk slick or whatever. I still be just smashing the gas. Man, damn, how you do it? How does he do it? I just do it. They don't understand that they be that motivation, man. They be motivating me. Oh, yeah? Watch this. You got suckers out there, they ain't even got no content unless they say my name. They can't even eat unless they say my name. Yeah, fam. What's up, Miss Jazzy? Miss Jazzy is in the building. What's up? Yeah, what's up? H. Morgan, Cynthia Banks Holman, What it do? What's up, Buck Horse? Buck Horse. Let's get back to Kyren. That's cold-blooded what them people did to him in Louisiana. They was trying to railroad him. All Kyren had to do was just let the thing play out. Nobody was gonna let him go to jail and rot in jail behind something like that. But think about it though. The boy played his entire life. He played football probably since he was peewee. So, he was ready to go to the pros. He was ready to take that next step in his career. Football was all he knew. And they took that from him, denying him a chance to play in that bowl game because of this fake case. And now he's thinking that, whoa, man, I'm going to miss the NFL draft. They got me going through this trial stuff. They got me dealing with this stuff, this case. I'm going to miss the draft. I'm out of high. I mean, this is my last year in college. I think this was his last year. My last year in college. Yeah, his last year. My last year in college. What am I going to do? And he probably felt hopeless. The man probably felt alone. And so he killed himself. He was going to get exonerated. Anybody could look at the case and tell that the boy was innocent. So all he had to do is just keep on driving and let that problem shrink and eventually evaporate, disappear. You don't drink through your problems. You don't smoke through your problems. You don't shoot up through your problems. You don't fight through your problems. You work through your problems. That's how you solve problems. Up top. And if you have to take some physical action, then you take that physical action. But the problem, it starts by working it through it up top. Kyren could have used this experience as a testimony. He could have used that experience to say, man, look, he could have been an advocate for the falsely accused. Now, I bet you anything that the authorities in Louisiana are hiding their hands now. I bet you anything that the family is going to make sure that they clear his name. That was going to happen anyway. But now it has to happen with Kyren dead. He could have gotten his name cleared, got back into football, hopefully if it wouldn't have taken, more than a couple of years, because really in football, as an athlete, man, you get accused of a crime, especially something horrendous, something really serious, it can derail your career. Just losing 1 year could derail your career. Boom. Things are a lot different now with those portals. So he would have had action. Even if he had to deal with this for another year or two, he would have had action if he had kept himself in shape. Yeah, this is really sad. And I can't even say that the authorities in Louisiana should be ashamed of themselves because they have no shame. They've done worse than this. There's a whole lot of falsely accused uh, who are rotting away in prisons in Louisiana. A lot. I don't even like going to Louisiana. I like some of the people. I got a lot of friends and stuff in Louisiana. I got family in Louisiana. My daddy from Lake Charles, Louisiana. So I got family in Louisiana. So I love the people. But those other people, them crackers, hell no. I'm talking about they got crackers in Louisiana. Now I don't love them. I never live in Louisiana. I don't even like driving through Louisiana. I went there about, what was it, about 3 years ago for my goddaughter's wedding. But before that, I hadn't been to Louisiana in like 10 years. And then they just had a major event out there. What was it? Was it the Super Bowl? Was it Super Bowl or what was in Louisiana just recently? Was it Super Bowl or All Star? I can't remember. But in any event, yeah, I was like, nah, I'm a chill. I'm chilling. It was Super Bowl. Yeah, Super Bowl. What's up, James Wade? Isaac Vanderbilt. What's up? Retro Production says Kyren knew he let everyone down. Uh, I don't think Kyren let everyone down. I think the damn people who falsely accused him let everyone down. Now he may have let everyone down now that he killed himself, but before that, no, he didn't let nobody down. He was an innocent man. How you let somebody down if you innocent? I bet you anything, if Kyren could have, if Kyren could have had the support of the community and LSU would have stepped up, and people, because LSU got a lot of power in Louisiana. If the university, if Louisiana State University would have stepped up and had his back, if the larger community would have stepped up and had his back, if the internet, the people on the internet would have had his back, he'd still be here. Because it's easy to see that those charges were false. It's easy to see that the man was innocent. It don't take Sherlock Holmes to be resurrected to get to the truth. Got me a troll. Got me a troll. And just like that, gone. All right, fam, that's my time. I appreciate y'all joining live. A few more shout outs before I go. Appreciate China Carter. Appreciate Miss. What's going on here? Okay. Yeah. Appreciate China Carter. Appreciate Miss Jazzy for holding down the moderating duties. Uh, D's, what up? Arthur Handy, Kayla Gard, 17th NO. La la. Happy Fire, Federal 6, Mary Williams. Walk on Wood, what up? Adrian Hampton. T's a work in progress. Very sad. That's my time, fam. I appreciate y'all joining live. Until next time, enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. R.I.P. Kyren Lacy. No more talk.